class. Today we're going to talk about orienteering using a printed topo map and your compass. So the goals for today are for you to learn how to determine the location or set of coordinates of where something is located, how then to describe to someone the angle or the bearing to take to get towards a second location, and how far to travel to get to that second location. So with that, I will start by sharing my screen. All right, so here's our topo map. We have our title. When we move it over, we also see our scale bar. So this is at a scale of 1 to 24,000. That means that for every 1 millimeter of map, that equates to 24 meters on the ground. We also see our datum that's used to make this map was NAD 1983. We will look a little bit farther over and notice our declination if we wanted to correct the declination on our compass as we're using this map. So this is indicating that in Maryland we are approximately 10 degrees. So our true north is around 10 degrees from magnetic north. And towards the top of our map, we're going to see our longitudinal numbers. We'll see them in degrees, minutes, seconds, and we'll also see them in UTMs. And the UTM grid system is going to make things really easy for us to use to determine the location, our waypoint, the coordinates of where something's located. So here's our longitude, and with UTMs, this is called easting. Then as we look at our latitude on this side of the map, again we see degrees, minutes, seconds, and we see the UTM lines. So you'll notice these, in this map it's dark purple grid lines. So as we consider that scale bar and use our compass to take a measurement, we'll notice that each set of these grid lines, they're all 1 kilometer apart, so 1,000 meters apart. So let me put our map down and get the compass so we can get started. In this example, we're going to find the University of Maryland football stadium, which is right here. And we want to first find the easting location. So we look for the closest grid line for easting, and we take it up to 331. Then you'll notice there's 3 digits after that. So 331, so the digits before the last 3, that indicates we are 331 kilometers east of where the 18th zone begins. Then for those last 3 digits, right here they say 000 because we're right on the line. But we want to see how far away we are from the line. So we take our compass, we look at the side with millimeters, and we see our football stadium is 10 millimeters away from that grid line. 10 times 24, because of that scale we're using, 10 times 24 is 240. So in this example, our football stadium, the easting location is at 331,240. Now we want to find the northing or the latitude coordinate. So now we look for the grid line that's closest, and we draw our line to find that closest number. So we see our grid line is right along here. We'll follow that, and we see that 4317 is the grid line closest to the football stadium. This means we are 4,317 kilometers north of the equator. But we need to calculate those last 3 numbers. So let's go back to our football stadium. And now we're going to measure how many millimeters north we are of that grid line. So when we put our compass down, we see around 20 millimeters. So 20 times 24 is 480. So this northing coordinate for our football stadium is now 4317480. So great, now we can tell someone where to go to find the football stadium. But that's not the only thing we're doing in today's lesson. Now we want to take the bearing between two locations, or the angle to two locations. So if we start at the football stadium and we want to navigate towards Lake Artemesia, we want to find the bearing. So we are going to set our compass. We're going to dial our compass to 0 as north, because on all of our topo maps, north is at the top of the map, and all of the grid lines, all of the latitude grid lines are aiming towards north. So we want to set our compass to be parallel with these grid lines. So we dial in 0, and now all of the lines from the compass are all aiming north on our map. Everything's parallel. So we put the far corner of our compass at our first waypoint, which is the football stadium. We turn the base plate to our second point of Lake Artemesia. Now we spin our dial so that our red north arrow and all those lines in the compass again are parallel with the grid line. Now we pick up our compass and we take our reading of our bearing. So we see around 110 degrees. So the bearing between our two waypoints is 110 degrees. But we still need to tell someone how far to travel. So we take the measurement between the two waypoints. We see it's right around 100 millimeters. 100 times 24 is 2,400. So these two waypoints are separated by 2,400 meters, or 2.4 kilometers. So if we were to tell someone where to go, where to start, and where to end, we would tell them the beginning coordinates. We would tell them take a bearing of 110 degrees and travel 2.4 kilometers. So that's it. That's how you use your topo map to find your location and also take a bearing and calculate the distance to travel.